Hey y'all, hey. Karen Sims, Twisted Threads, you know what it is. Unhinged, YouTube, all of the places. Listen, this was on my mind earlier and I started cracking up. And so y'all know I always title these. And this one is entitled When Ahry Found Out. For those of you who are new, Ahry is my oldest grandchild. And quite a few years ago, Ahry is 16 now, going on 55. But y'all know how I do. Y'all gonna see me now. You're gonna see me later. Whenever you see me, just press play. Put in a comment, like a like, just so that I know you passed through. Why? Because I love knowing that you all, I don't care if you watch the whole thing. I just want you to be impacted by the message. When Ahry found out. So we're going to get right into it. Why? Because I got work today and I'm at the office. And I actually came to work, had to leave to go make sure other people did their job too. Anyway, when Ahry found out that she was a cousin, it was actually at a funeral. And this was probably one of the first funerals that she had ever been. She was probably like 4 or 5. And she had already been a sister, so she knew that situation. She knew how to be, grandchild, child, all that other stuff. She knew how to be a niece. But she had never been a cousin before, because this was before the rest of the boys had started having children. Danielle was the only one that provided resources to children. And so, resources. Well, she the only one that was birthing kids at that point. But the challenge for Ahry was this. She didn't know what a cousin was. She's like, what's a cousin? And somebody came up to her and said, oh, no, we introduced her. This is your cousin, so-and-so. And so it was like, well, wait a minute. What's that? What is a cousin? Like, what do we do with a cousin? So we explained to her what a cousin was. We probably did it wrong. As wonderful as we are, we probably did it wrong. But the challenge came when she actually understood and got the connection of what a cousin was. This is your extended family. So in her mind, her family was her mama, me, uncles, nanny, poppy, and a few other ones of y'all. But she had never understood the connection of a cousin. And throughout this, now I told you it was at a funeral, so it's supposed to be a sad occasion. But she found out that she was a cousin, and then she wanted to know, are there more of them? Do I have more cousins? And so she would go around, 5 years old. You know how they do. They don't care nothing about no boundaries. Are you a cousin? And of course, most people would say, yes, I'm a cousin. And then we had to explain to her, okay, everybody's not your cousin. Okay? So then she would go and say, I'm a cousin. Are you a cousin? Are you my cousin? The excitement that she had the day that she found out that she had cousins was something that I've never forgotten, because my cousins have always been here. Michael, love you. They always been here. So I never had to think about like, oh, well, it just was a concept that I always knew. The reason why this is important for us is because when Ahry found out that she was a cousin, it empowered her in a different way to say, I got people who love me. They been here loving me. They part of my family squad. No matter what is going on. Listen, Ahry was like, I'm a cousin. That means don't mess with me. And I came on here the last business day of the year. I'm in the work parking lot, so you know this ain't going to be long. To remind y'all, I know what the family tree say. You know when it's good, when the internet start acting up. Listen, cousins make you stronger. So some of y'all better go get some play cousins. Because listen, we had them too. Michael, you already know. But some of y'all on here is my play cousins. Get you in this season. I want to remind us, stop trying to go into solitary confinement, because ain't nothing going on there. Yes, certain things have to be birthed, but even during your birthing season, you need a midwife to help you get from pregnant to birthing, right? So remember that. Listen, if somebody come over here and mess with me, I'm in the parking lot and I'm trying to, be incognito, but I love these people because they be coming here thinking everybody know everything. Make sure that you are connected to somebody. Get you a play cousin. Y'all about to get shenanigans right now, I'm sure. Get you a play cousin. Get you find your real cousins. Those people who are going to support you. Those people who are going to big you up. Listen, my biggest successes came after my cousins and my family. I'm going to call them those friends that turned into family. If it wasn't for my cousins who held me down, sometimes they held me up. Sometimes they was like, you ain't going outside looking like that. Some of y'all out here looking crazy because y'all cousins, okay, never mind. Y'all cousins, that's all. Brenda, love you. The family, this one of the family people, listen, Brenda family, you know, she been adopted. You got to get people who are gonna be by your side. Who understand the fact of, you bigger than the thing that you doing right now. Some people literally walked away from drugs, walked away from addiction, walked away from bad relationship and that stank job, them stank people, because somebody supported them enough to say, I see the greatness in you. If you could tell me, you are amazing. If you could, yes, love you, Brenda. Happy 2024. We're not doing it in 2024. We are actually going to connect with people in 2024. That's the whole purpose. When Ahry found out that she was a cousin, after that point, her entire life changed. She understood the responsibility. She understood the assignment. She understood that there were people who were backing her up, even when, you know, we used to play that game, Baddest Man, Slap My Hand, that part. That's who Ahry turned into on the day that she found out that she had cousins. She had a Mimi, so she was good, you know. She was good. But when she found out that she had cousins, there was a connection that clicked in her mind that said, I could go further. Come on, y'all. We're going to go play in the mud. Come on, y'all. We're going to go eat some cake. Come on, y'all. We're going to do something together. That's a collaboration. I promise you, my biggest thing. And Sheem, you already know. You know, I'm going to call you Kilo, but you know I call you the name your mama named you. So, why Sheem? Anyway, I love collaborations. And I love it because magic, I don't care what you say, magic happens when people come together. And Rashim already know, you know, brother, that listen, cousin, you know, cousin, you cousin, because, you know, Justine cousin, you cousin, all y'all. It's something that happens when a collab comes, because you get an idea and I get an idea, and then our energies mash up. And amazing things happen. I have not seen a time this to not be true. So you, just like I know that God is real, you can't tell me that collabs ain't fire. Clementine, I'm over here at this building. Come get these visitors. They don't know what they doing. These people here trying to get in this building. I'm like, no, we're not here for that today. I'm not here for no visitors. We here for the work to make sure that all of the money get to the bank on time. That's what I'm here for. Everybody else, that's all I can say for that. Get you some cousins. Find out who your squad is. Find out who it is. I can't be before you long because, you know, I got to be on their time at some point. But get you some people who are going to surround you and support you. Not, and I mean it, solitary confinement ain't what we doing in 2024. Yeah, you need your alone time. You need the journal. You need to write it down. Write the vision that God has given you. But at some point, you got to go outside and execute. And I just know strongly in my spirit that we will go further together. That means find your people. They not going to knock on your door. Let me give you a hint. They not going to knock on your door. 90% of them not going to knock on your door. That means you got to go outside. And sometimes you got to give people a little snippet of, listen, I'm trying to make a movie, or I'm trying to write a song. I'm trying to write a book. Maybe you don't want to do that. There's so many projects where you could co-author something. Shout out to my sister and friend, Nikita. Listen, okay, we wrote about stories 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we published and co-authored a book with some other authors. Why? Because it was a thought that we had. And now we're talking about going from 10 authors to 2, and then there'll be 1. And there's going to be multiple stories. Many of y'all are storytellers, and you keep it to yourself. And now somebody can't be blessed with the testimony, because sometimes You got to understand that it's you. So listen, you're going to get a 2 for 1. I was talking to my husband this week. That's his name. For those of y'all who don't know, my husband's name is my husband. That's his name now. And he was saying something to me. And we talk about faith talk all the time. And I know I irritate him sometimes because y'all know I got more faith for about 3-4 of us. Don't worry, I'm carrying you too with the amount of faith that I have for God to bless your life. And I said to him, well, you know the rules don't apply to us. And he was like, here you go. But I want to drop that in your spirit, because imagine what you would think you could do if you thought that the rules didn't apply to you. If the rules don't apply, oh, Marsha, you got stories to tell all day. Start writing, sis. Ooh, I felt that. Start writing. If you knew that the rules didn't apply to you, let's take the 2-year-old, okay? 2-year-old. Actually, it was like an 18-month-old. I was in Kohl's. Don't ask me why. I was going to return something, but I was in there. And the little boy was mad at whoever, I think it was his mama. I promise. And the boy was running away. He didn't care nothing about his mama. He didn't care nothing about the rules of the store. I don't think he knocked anything down, but he didn't care nothing about the merchandise either. Sometimes we got to take that tenacity of a 2-year-old to say, I'm going to knock all this stuff down to get what I want. That little boy didn't care. You hear me? Now the Mimi and me wanted to snatch him up, but you can't be snatching kids up in these days, you know, because it just be, don't have your bad kids around me. That include my grandkids, because they gonna get snatched, okay? But what it brought to mind was, imagine the times when you came in, and this is me experience. So when I say you can't tell me nothing about God, because I came in a room and they would say, we've never done this before, but this has never happened previously, but this is the first time in the history of the 120 years of the company. This is, how many of y'all have experienced that? And then you forget it. In this season, we got to remember the rules don't apply to us. So just because they said no to 15,000 people, they're going to say yes to you. They're going to find a way to get it done for you. And that sometimes requires for you to go into the bank. My husband is one who, he want to go into the bank. He want to see them cash a check. I don't want to go nowhere. I want it all electronic. He's like, oh no, you got to build relationships. I'm like, so I had to say this. My husband was right about something yesterday. It don't matter what it was. Just know that on the record, I said he was right. That's all we gonna go with here. So that for the record, I could say that, you know, I don't want to say for once, because he's right often, but I don't never tell him. Okay, I don't often tell him. But last night I was like, oh, you was right. And I'm sure that empowered him. I don't think he cared at all. He was like, I know I was right. Like, okay, well, both our egos can't fit on this same pillow. So shrink that down. But we want to stay connected. That was it. When Ahry found out, I ain't want to come on here a whole long time, but we ended the year. We got 3 days, okay, to figure out what it is. And when I tell you swiftly, Sunday I put on here something about if God was able to create the earth in 7 days, he can turn your situation around. I promise you, I had 2 things that already turned around, and that was 4 days ago, okay? 3 more days to watch God do something amazing. And I'm believing for me. I'm believing for my family and the generations behind and before me. I'm also standing here believing for you. Why? Because God is looking to do something amazing. He needs you, though. You got activated. So activate your faith. Get you some cousins. Keisha, my cousin, too. You all, listen. As many years as we done spent cutting up, you a cousin. We done got yelled at together. That's another thing. Some of y'all got friends that y'all got yelled at together. Y'all was fussed at together. Y'all got in trouble. Your parents whooped y'all, and then you went back home and your own parents whooped you or yelled at you. Y'all been on punishment together, sneaking on the phone. You want punishment? Yeah, I got in trouble too. Me too. Hide them report cards. If you got them people, they cousins too. We adopted everybody in 2024, okay? But listen, if y'all got foolishness, we gonna pray for y'all and put y'all in the corner. You gonna stay on punishment with the bad ones, because the rest of us, we here for the blessing, okay? We here for the blessing. We here to share the lessons of I know that sounds like a good idea, but trust me, that ain't what you want to do in this season. Get you some cousins, get you some people, good people who are going to connect with you, good people who are going to encourage you, good people who are going to push you further. Many of you are where you are because somebody didn't push you spoke the words, you had the great ideas, but people didn't come alongside you to say, you know what, that's good. Let me empower you to lead. Let me empower you to operate right where you are. Do that thing because it's important. Do that thing because literally the world is waiting for you. I sat yesterday and had a conversation with one of my good girlfriends down here. Yeah, I got some friends down here too. Not a lot of them. Calm down. But we were talking about how there was a project that she wanted me to participate in. And then she was like, it has something to do with marriage. And we were talking about the timing, and she's like, oh, it's been too late. It's been too long. I know I need to be doing this. But here's the thing that I was reminded in my time, and evangelist, elder, apostle, prophet, Kelly, you already know. I remember the word that sometimes you get a thing and you got to put it on the shelf. It's not for right now, but it's to prepare you. Why? Because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. That's how I put that in my life. But there are certain things that you get in the prophetic realm that is for right now. And then there are other things for another time. And I learned that from Prophetess Kelly. I learned that. I ain't gonna say more because you know that I will. Anyway, but with that, she was like, well, it's a project for married couples. And I said, well, sis, you know that your timing is not wrong. She's like, well, why you say that? I said, because I wasn't married then. Tear this whole place down. You hear me? Tear it down. I wasn't married then. So I couldn't come at the project in the same way and support it in the same way that I could do it now. Why? Because I was married now. Listen, sometimes the delay is because God is waiting for us to hurry up. So for those of you who need to do something in your life, hurry up. Do it. Why? Because you are prolonging the season for somebody else. I often say that. We got a whole series on the YouTube channel. The world is waiting for you. And that's the specific reason. Imagine if I said, well, no, we ain't going to get married this year either. I've been engaged since 2021? Imagine if I said I wasn't going to do it. Somebody is waiting for me to get in position. Honey, the way that thing hit me, oh, you can't tell me nothing. Because I'm the queen of procrastination. But in that moment, I knew, and I said that to my husband before he was my husband, when he used to have a name. His name used to be Alfred. Now his name is my husband. Before I told him the middle of this year, I had told him last year, we got to be married in 2023. And he agreed with me. And then stuff started happening and it was piling. And I was like, I don't know how we're going to do this, but we got to be married before the end of 2023. And all that needed to happen, you get you somebody who can activate with you. He knew. Now, in his mind, he said, well, Karen, I asked you to marry me, so I should be putting out some plans. Said about 5 husbands at a 55,000, okay? I was like, I don't really think that's how it goes. But you roll with it, boo. You hear me? You roll with that thing. If the Lord put that in your spirit, he said, I asked you to marry me, so I should be making some plans. Well, then let me go ahead and sit over here and sip some tea. Go ahead on. And when I tell you how God showed up in our relationship, in our life, it wasn't an easy road for us because I'm not easy. So you already know. Listen, but now we 2.5 months in, and I'm a keeper. My warranty about to expire, but we gonna renew it. We're going to renew the warranty. That's all I got to say for that. I love y'all tremendously. Get connected. Maybe you got to mix it up. And you already know. I promise you, for me being down here and trying to figure out certain things, it had to be a remix of our relationship because she all the way in Pennsylvania. I'm all the way down here in North Carolina. But there's something about when you got those God connections and God is doing the thing. It don't really matter all of the years. I couldn't get to everything. She can't get to everything. But the love is still there. The support is still there. The prayer. If you can't do nothing else for me, pray for me. See, these internets be trying to act up. You ain't got to do nothing else for me. But if you know a word of prayer, listen. Now, those of y'all who don't know God, if you don't know God, pray for everybody else. Don't worry about me. But if you know a word of prayer, go ahead on and pray for me, pray for my husband, pray for my children. You know what happens? I definitely am doing the same for y'all because I know I'm one of God's favorites. And I ain't no ego in that. I don't know how it happened. Listen, a wretch undone. We would hear all those words in the church, and then God showed up and doing some stuff. He doing some stuff. So I'm grateful for all y'all. I'm going in this building. Probably gonna be here till 6 o'clock working. Let me see if I get a thank you. I'm going to thank myself. Thank you, Karen, for always showing up for you and your team and for all of the 300 people that we are supporting on today to make sure that they get an extra vacation day while the university is still closed on winter break. So we here making sure what? They can still afford us for another however many days they're going to afford us. That's right. Thank you, girl, for showing up. Go ahead and practice that. Get yourself in the mirror. Stop waiting for other people to say thank you. Because if you're waiting, don't hold your breath. Because they will watch you turn green, blue, and red and fall out and still be like, well, what's she waiting for? Thank yourself for showing up. Thank you. When I already found out, get you some cousins. I love y'all. Get connected in this season. Share this if it touched you. Y'all already know some other people. 2024, we about to do some other stuff. And I see inklings of things that's already being started by you all. And so I want to say thank you for that. Because as you all get into position, you create opportunity for me. I told you the story about my sister friend and how it's like, no, you're not late. You're not late. You're not late. There's certain things that have to happen to get everything into alignment. So make sure you are not holding nobody up. That part. Do it now. We ain't got no time. Why? Because we got more obituaries than birthdays. Come on now. How really can you keep it than that? We got more obituaries than birthdays. All right, I ain't going to be on here no longer. Because if I don't get in there, I can't leave. I love y'all tremendously. Happy New Year. We might have another pop-up, but when I already found out, get you some cousins. Let it empower you. Let it push you forward. You don't have to do it by yourself. Love y'all. Make it an amazing day.